Today we're going to be talking about modeling mean, and we need to know that the word modeling means working with pictures, so drawing. And we'll get into the definition of mean in just a minute. All right, let's do a review. So here we have mode, and mode is the number that is most often found in a number set. So the one that we tend to associate with mode is that word most. Mode and most is what people tend to remember. Remember that you can have more than one value that is the mode. You can have none. Don't write 0, please. So range is the span of the numbers. It is the span from the largest to the smallest, and we set it up as a subtraction problem. And the median is the middle value in a number set. Okay, so when we're looking at how our numbers go, we either look at if it's an odd number set, there will be one value that we land on. And if there's two values, if it's an even number set and you have two values, you have to add them together to subtract them. I'm sorry, to divide them. So it's that middle number that we need to remember, span and middle. So that's how we start hooking those up together. And now we're going to address mean. Mean is also a middle value, but it's all the numbers, when we do it algorithm style, it's all the numbers and we divide by how many they are. What we're doing is getting we're distributing it equally and we're going to get a central value. And so median is considered the average. So median and mean are awfully close, and sometimes we want to do one rather than the other because they both deal with the middle value. But the more experience you get with it, you'll see why it is. But right now we're just learning the practicality of it all. So mean is an average. It is a central value of the entire number set. So like we talked about, we're going to be modeling it and showing you how to do it. So let's go to the next page. So the first thing we need to do is, what is this graph about? Well, let's read the title of it. The title is your hint on what it's about. So it's sports played by middle school students. All right, sports played by middle school students. So we're going to rearrange the stack so that each stack has the same number of stars. This is called distributing evenly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line right here. And I'm thinking if I take this star and move it here, this star and move it here, and that star and move it here, I have now evened out my stacks. They all have the same amount. And so how many stars are in each stacks now? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3. Look at the key. The key is usually somewhere, and it usually says key. Each star represents 10 students. So using the key, what is the value of one stack? Well, there's 3 stars in one stack, and they're each represented by 10 students. So 3 times 10 is 30. So the mean is 30 students. So when we're talking about doing our average, we're adding up all the stars and dividing by the total number there are. Picture-wise, we're moving them and then solving it out. So let's look at the next problem. All right, so what is this graph about? Well, let's look at our title. It's Toy Drive Collection by Students. So it's about toy collection. So we're going to rearrange our stacks to even them out, evenly distribute them. I'm just going to draw a box for the present, and that is okay. So now we've rearranged the stacks. How many toys are in each stack now? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 icons there. And now we need to look at the key to see that each present is worth how many toys? It's worth 5 toys. So using the key, what is the value of one stack? Well, one stack has 4 in it, times 5, and that would equal 20. So the mean is 20 toys. So now we're being asked to find the mode, the median, and the range. So let's turn our pictures into numbers. So we have a number set. Adrienne has 15 presents that she collected toys, and I get that by counting 5, 10, 15. Quentin has 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gabby has 5, 10, 15. And Zachary has 20, each one counting by 5. So we can see that the number that is repeated most often, which would be our mode, it's the most often repeated, is 15, because it's repeated here and here. Let's go ahead and put our numbers in order: 15, 15, 20, 30. Our median is the middle range, so I'm going to add those two together because it's an even set, and I would have 35, and I need to divide that by 2. To put my decimal, add a 0, drop it down. Remember, we're not doing remainders. Oops. That should be 14. This one Dell's just having one of those days. Let's erase that and fix that. I put the right number. I did not subtract it correctly because I was thinking I would have 10. Oh, it's not letting me write there, so there's 10. So I can get 5, and then that zeroes out. So 17.5 is the median, and the range is 30 minus 15, which would be 15. So here we go. We have the mean is 20 toys, the mode is 15, the median is 17.5, and the range is 15. So this median in this mode, mean and median, and you will get so tongue-tied with all these M's, are very similar, but they do get that middle number a little bit differently each time. Sometimes it turns out to be the same, all right? All right, now I need you to do your classwork and show it to the teacher. It will be a grade today, so get it done.